How you doing, folks? Yours truly, Randy Rand here for today's talk. Today we talk to car care defender Anthony Elder, who, with this interview, has now become a friend of the show. And today we discussed car care. Now, if you're anything like me, and I'm sure you are, nowadays car care is very expensive, and certainly you're looking to cut corners anywhere in any way that you can. This interview will certainly give you the inside scoop on how to take better care of your car and, most importantly, to employ preventive maintenance. Okay, after the interview, I'm going to post some information on how you can get in touch with Anthony Elder, just in case you may need to, you know, reach out to him, speak with him, what have you. He's very gracious that way, and he's very, very accessible. So, after you listen to the interview about car care and preventive maintenance, please feel free to reach out to Anthony Elder, the car care defender. Thanks. Okay, and we're back. Yours truly, Randy Rand here, and welcome to today's talk. Today we are speaking with Mr. Anthony Elder. He's a car care specialist, and with this interview, he is now a friend of the show. We've interviewed him some time ago, and he's good enough to give us some of his time today. How you doing, Anthony?
I'm doing wonderful, Randy. Excellent. I'm happy to be a guest of your show today. I'm so excited to give all your listeners this information that I got from, because it's to save them money and help them avoid being ripped off and when having their car service.
Yeah, well, I tell you, that's a good thing because I do hate being ripped off as you and anybody else does. So this is going to be great, and we're going to get to it and do it. Now, nowadays, it pays to know as much as possible about cars and car repairs. What steps can be taken to learn about them as much as possible?
One thing you must do when you go in there to any independent garage or large dealership is get a written repair order if they're using that type of system and have an estimate of what they're going to do for you today. If they're going to diagnose your car, let them give you a dollar amount of the diagnosis. If that dollar amount, we can say from 85 to 100, whatever it is, you agree on that amount. Once that amount has been exceeded, they must call you and let you know that they're going to need additional money. And you must give them the authority to go ahead and spend your money. Because, number one, it is your car and it is your money.
Okay, that's viable. That is totally viable to know. As I've certainly had cars for a number of years, and thank God, knock on wood, I've been fortunate to where that situation that you just explained has happened. Say well, Mr. Hayes, it's going to cost you $150, and we can get started on this for you. And then sometimes, not a lot, because it was, agreed upon the price and that was it. But sometimes I would get a phone call and they would say, hey, we discovered this, that, and the other. Do you want us to go ahead and fix this? And I would go ahead and give them the go ahead. But that's very viable what you were saying. Now, what are some ways we can employ preventive maintenance?
Well, preventive maintenance, I always like to say, you gotta change your oil, number one. And you gotta change the rest of the fluid, but the oil is the key to the vehicle. That's the bloodline. That's the main vein where the oil is pumping through and making everything run. I call them an oil change is essential. A gentleman told me one time, he said, a car is never broken down for too many oil changes, but a car is broken down for lack of oil changes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you do oil changes on a regular basis, you're going to get the most longevity out of the engine. Mostly everybody has grown up on 3,000 miles. But now the system and the industry has started to change. The cars are now going 5,000 miles for oil changes. And even some models out there are 10,000 miles. But change your oil and make sure when you have your oil changed, you check and make sure that it was changed. Nowadays, a lot of people have smartphones. So, a lot of people say they don't know what to look for inside of an engine or inside of a hood. But it's very easy. If you open up the hood, there's going to be a stick in there. Usually it's colored yellow. That is the oil. You pull that dipstick out, and you look and see if the oil is clean. I say the color of like honey. If the oil looks like coffee, that means it hasn't been changed, because that means that oil has been in the car for a little while. And one thing about oil in the car, it breaks down on the protection that it started out with. That's why it's good to always have a nice fresh oil change. And a lot of people always have their oil change before they go on a nice long trip, because they want to have that engine at the best operating condition it can be.
Uh-huh. Now, what are some suggestions you have regarding establishing a trust with a mechanic? Because trust is everything when you're dealing with someone that's working on your car. You know, you want to make sure they're competent and they're respectable, they're reputable. You know, what tips can you give us with regards to establishing a trust with a mechanic?
Well, let's start off like this. Find you someone, look in your neighborhood or your local area. Look on Google to see what kind of surveys or ratings they got if you've never been there. And like I always say, an oil change is the first date. The oil change is the first date for you as the customer and you as also as the repair shop. You guys are getting to know each other.
Yes.
You bring your car in there, you're having an oil change, you're talking, you're looking at the facility, you're seeing how they treat you. It's a first date. Now, I always say on this first date, if they mess up the first date, if they mess up the oil change, how are they going to take care of major repair? That's what I look at. If they can get an oil change down to 100% and do it right, charge me a fair price, my car comes back nice and clean, the car's operating the same way it went in, then I know that we're establishing a relationship. Now, if I change my oil regular, I go and I want to ask for the same guy I dealt with, if he's there. If he's there, we're building a relationship. It's like a girlfriend. Once you meet a girl, you build a relationship. You take her out, you wine and dine her, you go out to dinner. It's the same thing with the car dealership. You got to start building up trust. You want to be treated fairly. You want to be treated honestly. And you want them to take care of your car, because your car is the second largest investment most people have. The next largest is their home. And people love their cars because their transportation is a part of them. People name their cars. So you want to make sure your car is in good hands. So if you don't feel comfortable when you take your car to this repair shop, don't do it.
Sure.
Find somebody else.
We are speaking with Anthony Elder. He's a car care specialist, and he's good enough to give us some of his very valuable time today. Now, Anthony, I want to tell you a little bit about my car. I drive a Chevy Impala. It has over 100,000 miles on it. What steps should I be taking in order to get the most out of it right now, being that it has such high mileage?
One thing, you want to check on your owner's manual and see when does the spark plugs need to be replaced on that certain model. Because once the spark plugs begin to get worn, they don't fire like they should. So check and see when that needs to be changed. Next thing, also do the transmission. A lot of vehicles now are having CVT transmissions, which is a new name for constant velocity transmission. They're not like the old ones that we had before. But check when that oil needs to be replaced. What you need to do is find out exactly your owner's manual and see when those things need to be done. That's one of the best things first. And change the fluids in that vehicle. Change the transmission fluid on that. And if you have the differential, change them. Change your cabin filter, air filter. These are some preventive maintenance items. But if you got 100,000 miles out of the car and it's running good, just do those regular things that need to be done at that 100,000 mile interval, and the cars should continue to run beautifully. I just wanted to give you a story how I take care of my cars, because things could happen. Okay. I want people to be prepared for the unexpected. I have a 2013 car that I have 100,000 miles in less than 24 months. Wow. I drive an average of 200 miles a day. Now, that car, when I purchased that car new, I bought the extended warranty. A lot of people don't like buying the extended warranty because they say they cost too much and they make their payments too high. But I want to teach you something on that. If you buy an extended warranty contract and you get it for a fair price, you're ahead of the game. What I mean by that, if you need to use it, you have it there. Now, if you don't have a extended warranty and you're out of the factory warranty and you have a problem, a major repair where you might need an engine or a transmission that could cost you anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000, you don't have that saved up to go out and fix that car. So now your car is immobile. You need transportation. Mm-hmm. But if you have a extended warranty and that warranty covers it with a small deductible, then your car is taken care of. Well, guess what happened to me? Even though my name is the Car Care Defender and I did all the oil changes and the maintenance on the vehicle, the transmission went.
Oh,
Good thing that I had the extended warranty. The extended warranty came in, looked at, I did all the services. That's one thing you need to do. You got to show a record that you would maintain this car correctly into the warranty. Called it in. They called me back. They said, Mr. Elder, great news. You're covered 100%. The bill was $4,600.
wow.
Now, Randall, do you have $4,600 right now to spend on your Chevy Impala to get it fixed?
I don't have $46, much less $4,600.
So when you're buying these extended warranties they offer to you, the thing about it is getting it for a great price. And the way to get it for a great price, when they offer it to you, is say no 3 times. I would love to have the extended warranty, but I can't afford it at that price. That's a no. Well, then they stick their head and they come back again and say to you, can you afford it at this price? You say no one more time. I didn't come in to spend that much money, but I would literally love to have that extended warranty in case something happens to the vehicle down the road. And you pause again, they wait, come back. It's negotiation. I call it negotiation. Then one more no. And one more no, you say, I will thank you very much for the offer, but at this time I can't afford it. But if you can offer me a better price, I would gladly take it today. Now you have negotiated a better price for that extended warranty, which will help you in the future. And I thank God that I had the extended warranty because I don't have $4,600 just laying around to spend on a vehicle.
What guideline would you suggest to someone looking to buy a used car?
Guideline to buying a used car is one of the things you got to do. I'm going to go again. You got to do your research. I mean, the internet's available for you to do your research. And then what you want to do is talk to people in your circle that might own that car and find out about it. But if you really want to dig down deep and find out about that car, go to a service garage that service that car and go in there and ask some questions about what repairs have they seen on the car before you buy it. I mean, you can go whatever. It's a Nissan, Chevy, Toyota. You can go stop by one afternoon and say, hey, I was thinking about buying a 2012 Toyota Camry. And can you tell me what you've been seeing lately on that? The guy's going to be happy to tell you. Then you can tell him, you know what, possibly I might like to bring it by and let you guys look at it. Can you do a safety inspection for me? Now, if it's able to get the car from the person who's selling the car to bring it there to do a safety check, if you're buying it from a personal owner, a private owner, then go ahead and spend $100 because it's better to spend $100 than lose $1,000.
Sure.
So that's one of my best advice too. And I mean, take the car out, drive it, see what's going on. But if it's nothing wrong with the car, a person don't have a problem with that. But if it's something wrong with the car, they want to keep their hands on the hood because they don't want you to lift it up. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yep.
They don't want you to see it as a problem. Oh no, don't you don't got to open up the hood. See, the hood will tell everything. You look under the hood and the car is filthy, and you see oil leaks running down the side of the motor. I mean, the regular layman person could see that. And when you're looking at these cars, bring your flashlight with you. Take a nice, strong flashlight and look it over. Open up the trunk. Look at the trunk, pull the tire up, look underneath there, see if you see any water or rust spots. Open up the door, look at the hinges to see if you have any water or rust spots. Because a lot of cars nowadays that are, now hold on, while I tell you a secret now, a lot of cars are coming from different areas of the country that had some problems, and they ship it to another area and sell them as used cars. So make sure you're getting the right car. Now, I don't endorse any companies out here today, but you know, you hear them on TV, you can see which one do what they say they do. So take a little time and do some research. And remember, when you're buying a car, the person, if you're buying it from a car dealership, remember, they sit there all day trying to figure out how they're going to sell you a car. You only buy a car, every 4 or 5 years? Some people go, 10 years of buying a car?
Yeah.
So you're going to need some ammunition. Better yet, if you do have a problem, why don't you just email me, the Car Care Defender, at gmail.com, and I can help you out with buying the car and give you a few little tips.
We're speaking with Anthony Elder. He's the Car Care Defender. He's also a car care specialist, and he's good enough to give us some of his time here today. Now, Anthony, please give us your thoughts about seeking a second opinion regarding repairs. Is it a wise thing to do?
It's always a wise thing to do. I want to relate it to the medical field. When you get a diagnosis from a doctor, don't you always want to get a second opinion?
Yep.
What you can do once you have retained the information from the repair facility that's telling you what you need, make a phone call. Make a couple calls around. I mean, nowadays you can call and just ask a little question over the phone, and they can usually willing to give you some advice to tell you what's going on, or you can ask them what the price that they're charging for that repair. You can do that. That's called research. That's one of the things I like to say. Do your research. When in doubt, check it out. If you don't feel good about it, do a little research. Or if you want, I call my second opinion one of my other methods. If they do call you with a certain price on there, you can use another rule that I have. Hang up the phone, say, let me get back to you. I need time to think about that. I can't give you an answer on okaying that repair right now. Now, this is what happens. Now you're ready to get all your information together and gather all the things you need to call back into them. Now you're on the offense and they're on the defense. So you call back. Let's just use an example. They told you the repair was going to be $1,000 for lower control arm, struts, shocks, or anything in the front end. So you did your research. You called around. You also checked to see if they had any coupons available, right? You also checked to see if any other people were doing that type of work in the area, So then you call back and you say to the young man or woman who's helping you service your vehicle today, I did a little research and I found that I can get the same work with the same parts. Now, I got to be everything apple to apples. And they were able to do it for $850. Now, I don't want to take my car from your dealership, but I do want to save some money. I'm saying to you, I trust you and you've been working on my car. Can you do $850? It's negotiations, right?
It's negotiation.
It's negotiation. So he said, well, I can't do $850. I can do $875. So he does $875. So you automatically save yourself what?
Sure.
$125 that you can use to take out the wife and the kids for a little dinner in that Chevy Impala.
Yeah, she loves to go to dinner, and so do I. And again, what you're saying is very valuable because, folks, I know we are, trying to save money at every corner, and if it takes the negotiation piece to do it, then by all means, I certainly would support that. I want to stick with the used car topic for a minute. They have this. You talk about research. They have this thing called Carfax. Could you give us your opinion about that or speak to it?
Well, I'm going to give you only my opinion of dealing with it in previous experience, okay?
Yes.
Now, Carfax, what it does is show you where the car has been serviced. Now, if it's in an accident, it shows you that there was a claim paid for. But if it was in an accident and was taken to somebody that paid cash, and they didn't make an insurance claim, that wouldn't be reported. Carfax is good. It's one of the best things they have on the market, but they also got a couple flaws in it, too. When you go out and buy a car, just take your time. Don't get all excited about you have to make a deal of the day. If you don't buy it right now, take your time. Look over the car. You're spending anywhere, what's the average used car now is anywhere from $5,000 to $35,000 with the highliners being at the end. Used car, that's a lot of money. New cars are costing what? $40,000, $50,000?
Yep.
I went and looked at a Durango Sentinel the other day. It was $56,000.
Whoa.
$56,000. Don't you think I need to take my time and do my homework and make sure I get the best price I can? But that was a new car. But used car is the same thing.
Yep.
You got to go in there thinking that you're looking to negotiate. And remember this. They're there all day trying to sell you a car. They're happy that you walk in. Because I used to always say, we cannot eat the cars that are on the lot. We got to sell them.
Yeah.
So someone comes in here looking to make a deal. Let's see what we have to do. Of course, we're going to want to make as much money as we can, but the bottom line is we want to move that vehicle. You just got to put a little time into it. You got to make it a little fun. You got to go in there and show that you really want to buy the car. And sometimes I say you even got to walk away from the deal, Randall. If they in there say, hey, I'll sell you the car for $15,000, you might say, well, hold on, I got to take time to think about it. I got to go see my wife. And get up and leave.
Okay.
You leave and they're saying to themselves, $15,000 is walking out the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're going to say, hey, hold on, hey, maybe we can do this. And then you come back, and we're right back again at the beginning. What did I say? The negotiation.
Now, you've given us some very good advice, Anthony, but I'm going to try and pick your brain one more time. I want to delve a little deeper and ask you to give us some of the best car care tips you know of, other than the oil changes.
The best car tips I can give you right now, and tell you, is you definitely have to change that air filter. That air filter is what the engine breathes. And it's like I call it the engine having asthma.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that air filter is clogged up, it's been here for more than a year, and it's not letting the air flow through it, it's restricting, it affects your gas mileage. So it's hard to breathe. I call it wheezing. If you understand, everybody understands asthma and wheezing.
Yes.
It's not clear. So that's one of the best things. The average air filter costs anywhere from $20 to $40, depends on the model, and it's easy to do. If you're afraid that you can't handle it, use YouTube. Type in what kind of car you got, and it'll show you exactly how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad problem. Another filter that I believe should be changed all the time is the cabin filter. That cabin filter is inside the car, which is usually located behind the glove box up in the dash. That cabin filter purifies the air that you're breathing inside the car. Now, in the summertime, we drive around with the windows up, so you're breathing that air in, correct? So you want to have that filter changed frequently. That should be done once a year. If it's not done, what happens is it gets a lot of dirt and it builds up mold in there, and you get a moldy smell when you turn your air conditioning on. Now you start to breathe that into your lungs while you're driving. That's not a very good look.
No.
I believe those two things need to be changed. The engine filter, because the engine needs to breathe, and the cabin filter, because you need to breathe. And make sure that that cabin is at the best it can be. And now they don't cost you much. Cabin filter anywhere from $30 to $50. Now, another thing I believe that you should do is rotate your tires. And I always like to say this. The first rotation of a car is the most important because it sets the pattern for everything. Now, Randall, I know you owned a few cars before, and you know when those tires get choppy and worn, they start to make a noise like a howling noise?
Yeah.
That means the tires have got chopped, and that's from lack of rotating the tires. Now, usually people charge anywhere from rotating tires, $19.95, you can get them on special. Sometimes you can get them free. Now, let's do this. The rule of thumb is to rotate your tires every other oil change. So usually tires go for about 3 years. If you're changing every other oil change, you might do, let's say, 5 rotations. 5 rotations at $25 is $125. How much does a set of new tires cost?
Way more than $125.
So that's a good investment. Once again, using myself, I had a car. I didn't change my tires. Ready for this? My first set of tires on the car that I told you had 100,000 miles?
Yeah.
Until 65,000 miles.
Wow.
But I wanted to change them because I was going into the winter. So normally, you would have bought 2 sets. I would have been on my second set of tires, correct?
Yes.
So my first set would have cost me about, let's just go average, 500. And now I'm at my second set, that's 1,000. But I only spent 125,000 on rotating them. So I was able to save myself technically $375 because I didn't have to buy that set at 30,000 miles. I'm ahead of the game.
Well, I tell you, I appreciate this knowledge that you're dropping, but I certainly would love to have you maintenance my car and give me some constant feedback on it because this is some awesome stuff where you can save some money. And again, this is valuable stuff because people are really depending on their cars more so now than ever. Nobody wants to dump $300, $400, $500 in a car payment every 4 or 5 years.
Absolutely. You want to get the most money out of your car. I'll give you another example. I'm talking about myself. I personally have owned over 26 new cars, personally.
Okay.
And I also had a ton of used cars because I like classic cars too, so I buy them. The last car that I just got rid of, which was my son's car, I gave it to him after I drove it, a 2001 Maxima. Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
333,000 miles,
Ooh.
and I sold it. And,
Wow.
and I had three people fighting over it. They
Wow.
were like, "I will give you this much, this much, this much." So I finally settled. I wanted to be nice. I settled for under $2,000 for it.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was the car was so well maintained by doing the preventive maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
I got 333,000 miles out of it. So how many times did I save myself money for not having to buy a new car?
You saved thousands over the years.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands. Now, like I said, I drive a lot. Like I said, I got 2013 with 100,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you maintain the car and you do the preventive maintenance, you're ahead of the game. A lot of times people go into dealerships or repair facilities and the person offers, "Why don't you do your air filter, cabin filter, fuel filter?" They say, "I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that," because they think they're trying to sell them something.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do your research, you have to change the fluid and those filters in the vehicle. The owner, you think the manufacturer made an owner's manual 200, 300 pages just for the ha-has of it?
No.
They tell you how to take care of the car.
That's right.
We're neglecting to take care of the car. You know what I always say? It's simple to drive a car, but hard to understand.
Yeah.
But they give you the tools to understand. Now, we don't want to get ripped off when we have our car service. That's when I come out. The Car Care Defender, here to help you and protect you on how to service your car correctly and not to be taken or be ripped off.
We are speaking with Anthony Elder. He's the Car Care Defender. He's also a car care specialist, and he's given us some of his very valuable time today, and we certainly appreciate it. Anthony, please feel free to plug your website or any other project that you may be involved in.
Right now, you can contact me with any questions that you may have about your car or servicing your car. I'll be happy to reach out to you and give you a reply. You can do that at carcaredefender@gmail.com. You can also hit me on Twitter at ccaredefender.com. And also, I'm on Periscope at Car Care Defender. The website, we're in the process of updating it and making it a little cleaner and fresher because I want to give out some tips that people can save money and really use it when they go in to have their car service. And before we leave, I always like to say this. Whenever you're dealing with having your car reserviced and they hit you with a price on the service, always come back. Right after you have decided you're going to get the work done there, hit them back with the 20 rule. And what's the 20 rule? The 20 rule is this. Do you have a coupon for 20% off? Now what you have done is created what? He's looking for something to take care of you, to make sure that he adjusted that price where you feel comfortable. Now, if he adjusted that price and you save money, you're ahead of the game and you have your car fixed correctly. Also, when you have your car fixed, make sure to let them explain it to you. Say, "Hey, go over. Don't just let them give you your keys and walk out the door. Oh, you're all set. We'll see you next week, Randall." No, explain it to me. Your money is your money, and that's your car. You worked hard for it. It is your investment, and you want to keep that investment as long as you can. So you can save money, enjoy it. And some people like to pass the car down to their kids. So you want to keep that investment, and you got to be able to take care of it. And there's a couple of things you got to do. Like I said, do your research. Use my 20 rule. Use my 3-no rule. And watch how that works for you and save you a ton of money. And do preventive maintenance instead of reactive maintenance. What I mean by that, preventive maintenance is the oil filter, cabin filters, and all the other things. And reactive maintenance is you're breaking down on a highway and you got to get a tow truck. That's reactive maintenance.